very good morning to you and welcome to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Of course, you know that every Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays, this is what we do here on Flow 94.9 FM. We'll talk about issues that affect us as Nigerians and as Avians. So thank you so much for joining me on the platform this morning, the pinnacle of all discussion. My name is Ginika Oluwaha. Today on the platform, Aba is on the focus. You know that Aba is recognized as the commercial hub of the Southeast, where the thriving businesses scattered all over the town. But for businesses to continue thriving, the necessary infrastructures must be put in place to enable potential investors to have interest to invest in Aba. Last week, the flood disaster ravaged businesses in Aba as traders actually counted their losses, running into millions of naira. Last year, the Abia State government started the remodeling of ARIARIA International Market with a view to giving the market a befitting looks to enable the traders have comfortable environment to do their businesses. We'll focus on that particular project and know how far that particular project has gone. Welcome once again. Let's take a breather to bring you the political update. When we come back, my guest is already in the studio. We'll do this show together. Stay with us.
This is Political Update. Aggrieved governors of the People's Democratic Party yesterday met in Enugu to plot their next move following the visit of the presidential candidate of the party, Atiku Abubakar, to the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, in his private residence in Abuja. In attendance were Governors Wike, Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State, Samuel Otom of Benue State, Okeziikpazu of Abia State, and the host Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State. The meeting is coming 3 days after Atiku held a private meeting with Wike where the presidential candidate pleaded for his support ahead of the 2023 presidential election. The Abuja meeting, however, ended in a deadlock as the Rivers governor reportedly insisted that there would be no peace deal until the national chairman of the party, Yocha Ayu, resigned from office. The Ohanese Ndigbo worldwide and other prominent leaders from Southeast have advised Nigerians not to take the People's Democratic Party PDP presidential candidate Abubakar Atiku serious over his pledge to cede the presidency to the zone in 2027. Ohanese said no person from Southeast or Igbo would take that advice serious. Recall that the PDP presidential candidate had promised to support the Igbos become president after he must have completed his tenure. Amid questions about his health status, the presidential candidate of All Progressives Congress APC, Bola Tinubu, says he is fit to run for the office. The ex-Lagos governor, who shared a workout video on his Twitter handle on Sunday, denied reports that he has withdrawn from the race. There have been concerns about the health status of Tinubu, with many Nigerians questioning his capacity for the nation's top job. In recent times, Tinubu has not been seen in political gatherings, particularly at the signing of a peace accord by presidential candidates ahead of next year's exercise. And that was Political Update. I am Wisdom Thomas.
All right, welcome back to the program. It's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Like I told you before we went on that break, we will be looking at the remodeling of ARIARIA International Market. That particular project started last year. We will know how far they've gone. I mean, the Abia State government, they've gone about that particular project. So right here in the studio, I have the Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Investment, our colleague before, but he decided to run away, Chief John Okey-Carlo. Thank you so much, Chief, for joining me on the program this morning.
Thank you very much for having me. We are still colleagues. We continue to work together as journalists.
Really? I just hope so. You know, the last time you were here, it's been about how many months now?
You've not invited me.
Okay, now you are here now.
Because you invited me.
Okay. So let's start off immediately. Now, tell us the situation of that particular project, the remodeling of ARIARIA International Market. That project started last year, and you promised that probably before the end of last year, you complete that project and hand them over to the traders for them to continue the usage of that particular facility. But up to this moment, we've not heard much. What is the situation?
Thank you very much, Ginika. Please permit me to greet the wonderful people of Abia State and to wish them a wonderful week, a wonderful October, and a prosperous Ember month. It shall be well with every Abian who is hardworking and diligent in Jesus' name. Regarding the ARIARIA remodeling project, I think, technically you might be in order to say what you said, because actually we had planned to start that project in October last year. But the project, which is a public-private partnership, the appointed developer had challenges with his bankers. It was not until April this year that we effectively commenced work there. And since that April, we've not stopped. We are moving forward. If you go to ARIARIA and see the quality of the structure we are putting in place, you will be happy with what we have done so far. So for us, it is not just about the remodeling of a line, because we are taking it in phases. Right now, we are in the first phase involving less than 10% of the market. We are deliberate about what we are doing. We don't want the traders to leave the entire ARIARIA environment, so we want to take it bit by bit. We realize that the major challenge in ARIARIA will be the flooding of ARIARIA, particularly with stormwater coming from the Enyimba and the Express area. So we decided that more than 80% of that stormwater will flow through a line. And the major reason we are intervening in ARIARIA is to solve that problem first and foremost. Because ARIARIA is low-lying, and post-construction, that's after the initial work done along Fox Road, ARIARIA is now lower than Fox Road, so you won't have stormwater flowing seamlessly into the Fox Road drains. So our effort along a line is aimed at solving the flooding challenge by, one, elevating the market slightly above Fox Road, such that there will be gradient flow of storm water. Number two, reconstructing the road, the A-line road, so that traders can have good access road. Number three, delivering very modern shop infrastructure to ARIARIA. And on all three objectives, I can easily say that we are making very good progress since we were able to overcome the initial challenges that the developer had with his bankers. Because if you appoint a developer to manage a PPP project and he gives you a timeline, it is the timeline you will communicate to the people, and that was what we did. We communicated their timeline. When they had challenges with their banks, they came back to us, and we tried as much as possible to help. Issues around that challenge was not, the issues were not resolved until April this year when we started work. So we have also seen what happened in ARIARIA recently.
Yeah. We'll get to that, but let's talk about, there are many people, they've been mentioning the issue of Ifobara. Ifobara, as regards to this flood that actually, ravaged the ARIARIA international market. Are you supposed to do anything at Ifobara to address the issue of flooding they experienced within the axis?
No, that will be the assignment of the State Ministry of Works.
Okay.
Our job is to, one, deliver modern shop infrastructure in ARIARIA. Two, deliver the road and the drains, the gutters along a line in ARIARIA in this phase, and connect it to the infrastructure that the Ministry of Works would have created. I understand that the Ministry of Works will soon be back to Fox Road there in the next
What exactly are they supposed to be doing there?
They are supposed to do the final work that will lead to the commissioning of Fox Road. And that will include managing the stormwater along the Ifobara axis. What the governor did was to say to the contractor along Omoma Road to connect another channel, another drainage channel to Ifobara area, so that you can have gradient flow of stormwater. Gradient flow in this case means water flowing from a high point to a lower point naturally, without having to pump out the water, as the case was before now. So it is not, Ifobara is not my immediate constituency, but I'm aware of what the Ministry of Work is doing, what they are planning to do, and we are working together.
Yeah, because it's expected that you should work together, because if you say it's not your own area, I mean, what you should be covering, after doing your own project, if you don't handle the major issue, of course, it's going to affect it. But let's take a breather now to bring a special report done by Flow FM on this particular issue. We're talking about ARIARIA International Market Project, that is the remodeling, and also the flood disaster that actually ravaged the ARIARIA International Market. Stay with us.
ARIARIA International Market in Aba, Abia State, had its fair share of the flood that have affected different parts of Nigeria, including Jigawa State, with a death toll close to 100. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency had warned of heavy rainfall and possible flooding in some states in September, but the market incident may have caught up with them beyond their preparedness. Flow FM News has more.
Many condemn almost 8,000 pairs of shoes that worth 60 million naira.
It was about this time last year when the Abia State government commenced a reconstruction of the ARIARIA International Markets, the commercial hub center of Abia State, after overcoming the resistance of traders. It was, however, learned that the rebuilding activities that began this year, April, against the initial arrangement. The market, which was built 46 years ago and attracted traders across West Africa and beyond, has been in a state of decay and required a facelift that would befit its international status. However, it was like a nightmare for traders some days back when they lost millions of naira worth of goods in a flood disaster occasioned by torrential rainfall for about 3 days. The traders narrate the ordeal.
I know around 9 o'clock. So due to good drainage in this market, like in the narrow Uzeba, Abra block Chebeni Lemri Sapo. So Miria towards here, chose a bog apple. You watch, I have a number in a Kupushi Miri. So Miri condemn almost 8,000 pairs of shoes that worth 60 million naira.
What did you experience? Yes, I've experienced a great flood. To this year. All our goods were disturbed by the flood. Everywhere.
The Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Chief John Oki-Kalu, blamed the flood disaster on their inability to do proper structure on the walkway, which he said was the demand of the traders.
Because of the flooding, there were suggestions made in the past, and when we ran those suggestions through the technical monitoring team, it didn't sell. They pointed out why we should choose a different course. They had insisted that we fence off the project area, but you see, it is a democracy, it's government of the people, for the people, by the people. So because the traders concerned said, for some reasons, we would rather that this is not done now. We acceded to them, and here are we now.
To cushion the effects, Abia State government, through the Ministry of Trade and Investment, had granted 2 years a tax waiver to all traders affected by the ongoing remodeling of A-line in ARIARIA International Markets, including the exemption from payment of revenues collected by state and local government agents in the market. In addition, the government has offered to support traders to recover their lost goods.
It's a written approval. The waiver includes both local government and state government revenue. That document is in my office. What we are going to do as Ministry of Trade and Investment is to now issue to the individual traders concerned, because we are the ones that know them, the approval.
He also ordered the extension of the ongoing reconstruction project at Omuma Road, Aba, to include the connection of the wide drain to the Ifobara area to provide alternative channel for gradient flow of storm water to the natural collection point at Waterside River.
Elevation so that you can have gradient flow into the drainage pipe along Fox Road. Water from ARIARIA will not be able to enter the drain along Fox Road because it is lower than Fox Road. Fox Road is now elevated. So we are correcting that. Secondly, the governor has said that there should be a third route to evacuate water from the Ifobara area, and that third route should be Omoma Road. So he has directed the extension of the contract for the reconstruction of Omoma Road to include the additional drain.
On his part, the President General of Abia State Markets and Amalgamated Association, Lucky Akabweze, decried the effects of the flood on traders and appreciated the state government for their prompt response.
A lot of things, a lot of goods. The flooding was too much because where the flooding goes to stay, that's the Ifobara, is filled up with the flood. There is no other place the flood can enter again. But at the meeting yesterday, the commissioner suggested that the flood should be directed to Ifobara, with one other formula he gave to the contractor who is in charge of this construction.
The traders also appealed to the government to stick to their promise of commissioning the market for public use.
All right, welcome back to the program. It's still the platform. Now, Honorable Commissioner, you heard that particular report. How many people are not really comfortable that with the slow pace of work, are you really considering the plight of the traders making use of that facility? You promised to complete this project last year, but up to this moment, they are still battling with it.
Let me start by once more sympathizing with our traders, those affected by the recent flooding, and also thank the reporter of Flow FM that put together that short documentary for balancing his reports adequately and for not being sensational in a needless manner. It shows professionalism. It shows that you have very well-trained people managing news at Flow FM, and I want to express the appreciation of the government for that. Yeah, I'm sure you have seen videos from Lokoja where there was another flood disaster around the same time. 12 communities in Anambra State sacked. 14 communities in Delta State sacked. This was predicted. NIMED said it was going to happen. We informed our traders, we anticipating this.
You did?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And again, if you look at what has happened, sadly, ARIARIA is negatively impacted.
Honorable
but nobody has asked the question, how come we are not talking about Ahiohun again? And that's simply because there were interventions made by this administration, led by Governor Kezi Ikpeazu, along Gongwa Road.
So why didn't you do same interventions in ARIARIA?
Now,
when
we are on it.
In
fact, it was a very difficult decision for us to commence the remodeling last year. What swayed us was the information we had regarding this, what you have seen now, possibly happening. For more than 46 years, ARIARIA has been flooding. The traders are aware of that. This is the first of its kind attempt by any government, military or civilian, to solve that problem in a sustainable manner. What we had was a delay occasioned by extraneous factors. You see, you can plan a project without factoring in act of God because you don't know what will happen. Some of these things will happen and then they will delay the project. But we have ramped up efforts to make sure that we utilize the dry season window that is coming now to do the roads. Because right now, to do that road, we must do filling before we establish the drains, the gutters. We must do filling. Now, if you fill now and the rains come down, that will ruin everything that you would have done. So we are just waiting for us to see better weather. We have the resources in place. The governor has done everything to ensure that the resources are in place to execute these things. As soon as we have better...
So if the rains they don't abate, you will allow the roads to be like that and nothing will be done.
What we have done is one of the things we listed as our intervention is ongoing. As we speak now, there are culverts being installed between A-line and Fox Road drainage. What that means is that we are installing culverts under. Later on, it will become underground by the time we finish that work. That culvert is evacuating water from A-line right now. As soon as it is completely done, you will now see that the volume of water remaining on A-line will be minimal. The traders are happy about it. We told them that we were going to give the developer 2 weeks. And the traders are the ones reporting back to us to say, oh God, they are moving very fast. So I think they will even get the job done before 2 weeks. That's one of the measures we put in place. We've also issued an advisory to say, look, this rain will not stop immediately. It will continue. Elevate where you keep your goods in the market. Because what happened to them happened at night. And we, again, thank God that you mentioned in your report that 100 lives were lost elsewhere. We didn't lose any single life. And what happened at night, 3 days, non-stop. So we are giving information to our traders to say, we are not yet done with the heavy rainfalls until maybe mid-October. Then you can operate normally. As a government, we prioritize the welfare of our traders. They are very key to us. I am personally a son of a trader, so I understand what it means for these traders to be displaced. And we have made commitments to them to say, by the time you commence your Christmas trading season, you would have seen that the airline you used to know will no longer be the airline where you will trade. And we are committed to that because the resources are available, the manpower available to do that job has been ramped up.
I just hope that the traders will believe you this time, Honorable Commissioner, because this has been the normal statement or the promise you've made in the past that you're going to do something, but at the end of the day, you may not be able to do that. Take, for instance, the issue of remodeling of this particular project. You said you were going to deliver it last year. that didn't work. I think early sometime in June when you were here, you also promised that the project was going to be delivered before September. Up to this moment, nothing has been done. And I'm just wondering what the position of the traders will be at this point with this assurances.
Let me use the flyover as a case in point. We promised to deliver the flyover in 2 years. In between, during the project life cycle, the contractor handling that project, the Chinese, came to Umuahia to do some banking transactions. And some unknown hoodlums or armed robbers shot and killed his police orderly, shot and killed his driver. The man ran away from Abia State and stayed away for more than 7 months. Who would have factored that into the project? Number two, still on the same project, that is flyover project. We finished the basic work, but we could not connect to the main road until Arab contractors do their own aspect of the work. Arab contractor is a federal contractor working on that road. We had to wait for them for more than 1 year. Add 1 year plus 6 months into the mix. So when you are building something, Geneka, you have your timeline given to you by your contractors, but you also will have to factor in acts of God. Nobody anticipated NSAS protest last year. Nobody anticipated it, built it into any plan. But that protest came from nowhere, destroyed what we had in Abatangho, destroyed many other facilities, including project facilities. Now, when you have a project being delayed by situations like that, it is easy for somebody who has not built anything to say, oh, you promised and failed. There are facts behind figures, facts behind timelines, facts behind the framework for a project. If you are in the business of building, and public sector building in particular, you will understand why we had a delay. Now, whether the traders will believe or not, I wish that we will work together, partner with the traders to deliver on time. I wish that the weather will be kind to us. I wish, because right now, I don't know, Geneka, if you have any magic that I can use to hold rain, at least around ARIARIA, I'm prepared to pay for that magic. You hold the rain for me for at least 3 months.
I don't have the magic ones.
Find it.
But let's take a breather now to bring you this commercial. When we come back, we are still talking with the Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Investment, formerly of the Information Ministry, Chief John Okekal. When we come back, the show continues. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. We are looking at that particular remodeling project of the ARIARIA International Market in Aba. Government said they've done a lot. And we have the Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Chief John Okekal. Welcome back to the program, Honorable.
Thank you.
Now, we are still on this issue of the project in Aba. You know why I was asking if the people will believe you this time around? It's a political time. And you need to show the people your scorecard for you to be able to convince them, at least, to vote for you in the next general election. But going by what you're doing, especially where it affects the people directly, the remodeling of the ARIARIA International Market. Now, do you think with the slow pace of work there, the people will, don't you think it will affect the ambition of your party, the People's Democratic Party? You've always struggled in Aba, don't forget. In 2015, it was outright failure for your party. In 2019, I think you struggled as well. 2023, you are having this setback in Aba again. Do you think with this situation of things in ARIARIA, the remodeling of that particular project, won't it affect the political fortune of your party?
For 46 years, 46 whole years, ARIARIA has been flooding every year. No political party, no administration thought to do what we are doing right now. The people are reasonable. They understand honest intervention to solve a problem. Our people realize that nobody ever cared for them except the government of Dr. Okezi Ikpeazu and the People's Democratic Party. So if you are saying, don't you think you are doing electoral permutations, I don't see it that way, because the people that will be voting are human beings. And indeed, I'm confident that by December, the people would have seen where we are on the project. But I want to ask you, was Abia created last year Was Abia created in 2015? There were administrations, military and civilian, before us.
We have one now.
And now this current government is the one dealing with their problem. And you think that they will not vote that government. It means you don't understand the psychology of voters. They would rather vote against those who saw this problem long ago and refused to do nothing. It is just like realizing that for more than 30 years, this state had no economic blueprint or master plan. Just realizing that for 31 years, there is no physical planning blueprint for Aba, Umuahia, and Ohafia. This government is doing it. This government has put those things in place. And you think that the people will be unhappy with the government. This government ensured that there are multiple roads in Aba. My brother, as at 2015, there was no single good road in Aba. It is this PDP government led by Dr. Okezi Ikpeazu that has ensured that the traders even have alternative roads to use. If there is any good road you drive through in Aba, there is Okezi Ikpeazu's signature. Why wouldn't the people vote for him? Who else are they going to vote for? They've had peace coming from a point of devastation by bandits like Osisi. They were still recovering. Now for a continuous 7 years, they've had relative peace, ability to trade. The traders in Aba today are wealthier. As at the time we came on board, they were playing drafts in markets. And now they are busy, they are active. Even when we embarked on the remodeling of ARIARIA, some of these opposition people advised that we should level up the whole of ARIARIA and relocate the traders away from there. We listened to them, we decided to do the work in phases, and we said to them, look, we will take small portion. None of you will leave the market environment. And we made sure that all the displaced traders remain in the market. We open empty shops in ARIARIA and said, go in there and stay. Even though some of them said, I want to stay in a particular area, so it is better for me to pay for that area. But they had shops available for them to go into. Which other administration, which political party will be that kind to traders other than the People's Democratic Party? So I am not worried, because I know that our people understand what we have done and what we are planning to do. And I know the end of what we are doing in A-line ARIARIA. And by the way, let me make this statement. Put it down. The work we are doing along A-line in ARIARIA International Market will deliver landslide victory to all People's Democratic Party candidates in that area. Good. Quote me on that.
Okay, so when are you delivering on this project? You know, this should be the third time you make.
You want to time it another timeline?
So yeah, because
so that tomorrow you will come and say you said.
No, so you know, when you are telling the people what you're doing, give them hope. They need that hope.
Okay, so
and make sure you work towards that.
So it was important that we give them hope. We didn't try to give them hope alone. We gave them the timeline given to us by the developers. And now, if the timeline has
you hired those developers, if they are not doing the work,
you fire them.
Of course, you get
that's what you do. You see, you can say that because you've not built anything within the public sector environment, and I forgive you, because that is why I keep telling the good people of Abia State: do not elect anybody who does not have public sector experience. I come from the private sector. I understand that you can give order, you can hire and fire, but in the public sector, even a governor cannot sack a level 1 civil servant without due process. There must be due process.
So in this case,
so my point is this: you have even raised a fundamental issue. You don't just sack people. Where is the alternative solution? If you have an alternative that is viable, if there is another developer who has cash, right now, who can put down the required cash, I don't mind sacking. But when you don't have that available, you don't go ahead to sack. What you do is to help the existing developer to deliver. And that's what we've done as a government. So please let me use this opportunity to tell the good people of Abia State that they should not, under any guise, make the mistake of electing someone who does not have public sector experience. I worked at the highest level possible in the private sector, and I know the difference between the private sector and the public sector, and that is why I'm confident that Professor Eliezer Ikonne will deliver, because I understand.
Well, it's not time for governorship campaigns, Honorable.
But you asked me a political question.
No. I am asking, when are you going to deliver on this project?
Okay.
Tell us when.
Okay, because you said if we don't deliver, that candidate of my party will lose. And I'm telling you
I've not
that
said
the
that.
candidate of my party will not be affected. And that my candidate is Ikonne, and that he will win.
Okay, so tell us, when are you delivering this?
I believe that this administration will certainly come through on that project before this administration. If it happens in December, you will see it. If it happens in November, you will see it. But one sure thing is this: we are working very hard to deliver. I'm trying to avoid you calling me back tomorrow to say you said.
Because you are sounding political now, Honorable Commissioner.
You see? When I don't commit to timeline.
When you say
when I don't commit to timeline, I'm sounding political. When I commit to timeline, you want to use it against me.
Honorable Commissioner, let's get no, what we are saying, that if you said you are going to deliver this project on a so day, why don't you move towards that and ensure that you deliver it? If you're saying that you're going to deliver before the end of this administration, that should be made 2023. How feasible would that be? Because right now, of course, this political time, most government activities will be paralyzed. You know what I'm talking about?
Beyond the attempts by some desperate politicians to walk up traders to go and protest and do all this and do all that against the interest of the traders. Beyond that, I do not see how a construction work on autopilot will be impacted by politicking. I have not come here to discuss politics because I'm focused on delivering on that project and other projects. You have not heard me talk about 2023.
We'll talk
because
about it.
No, I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying. If I had come here to campaign for 2023, you will say, oh, he's distracted. But I came here to discuss a project that we are actively on. I do not see where politicking will affect timelines on this project. I do not also know what act of God will happen tomorrow to delay. But I'm saying, when I say before includes tomorrow, before includes next month, before does not say the same thing as May 29 next year. I am very confident that we will deliver in a timeous and timely manner, and in a manner that will ensure that our traders can seamlessly make more money in December 2022.
Okay. So it's right for us to say that this government will deliver the ARIARIA remodeling project before May 2023.
No. Number one, we are not delivering the ARIARIA remodeling project. You are discussing a line in ARIARIA.
Okay.
We did not demolish the whole of ARIARIA, contrary to the propaganda of our transducers. They will come here and say ARIARIA this, ARIARIA that, as if people are not trading in ARIARIA. The only time they go to ARIARIA is to hold campaign events and to go and walk up traders directly and indirectly. Like one guy, I don't know where he came from, and was in ARIARIA shortly after the flood disaster, to call people corrupt and criminals. And I was wondering where they trained that one, which zoo he came out from.
Let us be civil with our words.
No, it is not civil to say people are corrupt.
No, you can
criminal.
No, when they go to outside the studio, when you meet them outside on the streets,
your station reported that language.
No, I don't think we do.
You did.
We
you
did.
You did.
No.
So I'm responding to that language that was used, and I'm saying to you that such people only want to profit from the pains of our people, and they are even ready to create more pains. They are ready to say to you, hey, you don't give. World Bank, don't give Abia money to do roads so that I can win election. I mean, these are the kind of politicians that Abians must be very wary of. And I want to say to our people that, look, if we want to move from point A to point B in terms of development projects and progress as a state, you should move from Ikonne to from Ikpazu to Ikonne now. Okay. That's where we should move to.
Okay. So on the issue of delivering the project is settled.
So when you are talking about delivering the project, I am speaking to delivering a line.
Yes, a line.
The current remodeling work in a line.
Before
3 blocks. Right now we are focused on 3 blocks. Those 3 blocks will be delivered before the end of this administration. Number 1, the A-line road will be delivered before the end of this administration. Number 2. Number 3, the drainage along A-line will be delivered before the end of this administration. All this might likely happen before December, But let me not fall into Gineka's trap.
No, it's
again.
not my trap. It's not my trap, Honorable Commissioner. Is that people want to know, actually. That's why we are here, to do their job. Well, it's time for us to open the phone line so you can actually make your contributions on the program. The numbers to call are 080-8182-6949 or 0811605-2949. You can also send your SMS on 09065108289. This is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. But we must remind you once again, please, no personal attacks. We are talking about issues and how to move Abia State forward. And we are looking at the remodeling of A-line of the ARIARIA International Market. That's what we are talking about. Which way forward? Do not engage in personal attacks. Hello, good morning.
Beautiful Monday morning this morning, the chief correspondent, Mr. Geneka.
Good morning.
And to the honorable the Commissioner of Trade and Investment, Loki, highly blessed this morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you today?
I'm okay, I'm fine.
Good to hear from you again.
Yeah, this is Don Casey guy for you. I'm calling from one of the President in the Rogo. You know, I think since last year when this issue started, I think the first time you came on air, I was listening to you carefully. And second time during the period of, I think, June or July also. And this time around is another one. So let's just avoid this procrastinating and the postponing with anything that has to do with projects to deliver to Abias. Then again, why is it that this administration is so full of economizing the truth? And that is one of the reasons why Abians are not really finding it funny with this administration.
Okay, Don Casey guy, just go ahead with your question.
If really that you want to deliver it according to the deliverance of this area airline, just tell us that anyone handling it, I think you people have the right position to sack anyone who is not getting it right. It's like
okay.
The way the chairman of the government of Opiwell is being removed. It's telling me that so anyone for serving the public, it's not easy for him to be removed.
Thank you.
I don't believe on that.
Thank you,
sir. Remove that person.
All right. Thank you so much, Don Casey guy for real. Hello. Okay, the numbers again to call are 080-8182-6949 or 0811605-2949. You can also send your SMS 09065108289. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Geneka.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Wandubon. Cancer.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. You?
Good.
Who say man know there's the name I'm calling from Umaya?
Welcome. Go ahead.
I believe the issue we are talking about is a natural disaster. Like I always say that uneasy lies everywhere that wears the crown. And moreover, because campaign is just around the corner, a lot of things will be happening. Now, Honorable Commissioner, I know you are trying your best, and I'm still encouraging you to mandate. Our governor is trying his own best too, to mandate the government you are serving into to make sure that you keep to. I believe that I know when Gineka was asking you the time frame, you were busy. You were able not to give hope or give exactly time because of tomorrow they will still call you and hold it. You said that they will be done by so time. You never did. So, but I'm still praying that God will help Abia State and ARIARIA to get back to its feet, especially the Line A area and what the governor is doing today. Like you said, in 46 years, I don't think that there's government that has come and gone that have done such a in that market. Then finally, please come to Maya. It is not only Aba. Look at Ishige that are being removed. Look at how capital city has been dismantled. I don't know. You should work with the local government chairman and not. I don't know what they are doing there.
Okay.
If you just go to Ishige to win for their state, they should remove that market entirely and let them go to Urban market and do the needful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, welcome. What's your name?
Yes, I'm Blake Chidera.
I didn't get your name.
Chidera.
Okay, Chidera, go ahead.
Good morning, Honorable Commissioner.
Good morning, Chidera.
Please, I want to be sure because when the man was asking you when actually the project is going to be completed at ARIARIA market, you refuse to give us the actual date for us to know because this is election time. We need to know who we are going to vote in. Someone that will stand in and be able to do something good for the people.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Honorable Commissioner, you may have to react now.
Thank you very much, Chidera. I like your thought. This is election time. Chidera, if our delivering that project before the elections will be your reason to vote for the People's Democratic Party, please prepare with your PVC. I will make sure that you vote PDP all the way, because I'm confident that we'll deliver that project before that time. Regarding the man that said sack. Incidentally, there is a PPP arrangement in place, and it is governed by terms and conditions. And again, there is also public good and good sense in managing projects. If you sack the developer, will that immediately solve the problem of flooding? Or do you have another person to bring in who will do it faster, that is available? If you know somebody that is available who can do it faster, then bring up the person. Let us discuss with the person. We are making decisions based on the need to ensure greater good for the greatest number of Abians.
Okay.
And we are confident that we will deliver our objectives along a line between now and the time that Chidera will go to the ballot to support the People's Democratic Party. So Chidera, prepare to vote for us. You have given me your word that if we do our part, that you will also do your part. Let God judge us. Okay,
all right. Let's take another call now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Greka.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Honorable Commissioner.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Chris. I'm calling from Mobakala.
Okay, go ahead.
Please, Honorable Commissioner, my question goes like this. You said you are not there in the studio for campaigning and talking about politics. You are there to talk about the project at hand. So my question goes like this now. How come you are now telling us that if Abians want to go from grace to grace, that we should vote Ikone, that is from Ibadan to Ikone?
Okay.
You should know that Abia State, as far as Abia State is concerned, we are not like other states now. Even other states are well developed now than Abia State. So please tell us why you said we should vote Ikone in from Ibadan to Ikone, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We're actually not talking about Ikone here. We are talking about... No, Honorable Commissioner, I wouldn't want you to respond to that, because that's not our topic on the program this morning. We're actually looking at the ARIARIA, the remodeling of ARIARIA A-line project. What is holding it?
Yeah, but the citizen has made a valid requirement.
Let's take another call now, Honorable Commissioner.
Take a call without responding to a citizen.
Don't worry, Honorable Commissioner. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Noble. I'm calling from Mamaya.
Welcome.
See, the thing is this. Why is it that this government full of excuse since they start? They cannot start a particular project and finish it at the stipulated time. The issue of interchange was almost trying to bring a problem to the citizen of this state. One single project deal almost 6 to 7 years. Why the same project? People have in other sister states have been like 3, 4, 5. Now coming to this market now, they were telling the traders as from last December. Now it's just barely 2 months. Another December will clock. Now mark my word. Before this tenure will finish, you see that even if tenure will finish, the people that they promised this allowance and welfare, they will protest.
Okay.
That's my case. This government is always full of excuses all the time. Why?
Thank you. Sorry there. I thought you are done with that. But thank you so much for calling us. Now, Honorable Commissioner, let's take some comment from our Facebook page, because I know some people have 1 or 2 questions over there. Now, this one is coming from Martin Souzo. He said the government is not sincere to ARIARIA traders. Let the commissioner tell us how much is that project and when it will be completed. Well, Ezekiel Elvis said, honestly speaking, I don't think that the Abia State government and that the leadership of OKZ Plaza has done its maximum best in providing a solution to the flood-ravaged traders in ARIARIA International Market. I'm urging them to hasten up and deliver the project they promised the Aba traders for peace equity and justice to prevail. Thank you so much, Ezeka Elvis. Wanchuku Kennedy Chinedu, voice of MBC, said, good morning, everyone in the studio. Now, it's obvious that Abia State government are not proactive, but I'm urging all Abians to be patient because the Messiah is coming. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, that Honorable Commissioner, I want you to react, but let's take this SMS. This one is coming from Maduwike Henry Onyema. He said, no government in all intents and purposes would want to put its citizens through any level of suffering. The mishap in ARIARIA was not caused by government, and more so, the government has shown visible empathy. All that is needed is for government to speed up an action for those traders to heave a sigh of relief. Thank you so much, Henry. Now, Honorable Commissioner, you heard some of the questions raised by our callers and probably some of the ones sent on our Facebook page. You want to react?
Yeah, let me start by saying that the notion that Abia is not as well developed as others is neither here nor there. It depends on what you look at as development. Whether you look at the human beings, the human capital, or you are looking at structures. For Christ's sake, if you look at the ranking of states in terms of human capital, Abia is top there, is on top. If you're measuring development by the number of flyovers, I would say to you that you are mistaken, because flyovers are meant to be functional infrastructure, are not supposed to be decorative. If you have a flyover that does not solve a basic need, then you have not gotten it right. There are some states where you see flyovers, and at the end of a whole day, not up to 50 vehicles will ply that road. Yet people think it's development. But in Abia State, back to back for 4 years, we are number one in WAEC. Number two. In SME development, we are number one. Number three, you are talking about ARIARIA because it is the number one market. I know some states that have constructed very modern markets, yet there are no traders there. Number three, if you look at Abia State from the prism of the opposition, you would think that nothing has been done, because they are half-empty human beings who do not see the half-full glass. They prefer to see the half-empty glass. The fact is that we are not where we were in 2015. We were across board. This state is peaceful and secure. It is because we have an administration that is deliberate in her actions. Like I pointed out here, as at the time we came on board in 2015, there was no single state government-owned street light in Aba, for instance. We have done more than 5,000 street lights in Aba. We have installed traffic lights that were never there in Aba. We have deepened the night economy in Aba. We have done roads in Aba. We've done roads in Umuahia. We cannot sacrifice quality for speed as an administration. It will mean that we are deceiving our people. Those who are talking about speed also know that there were flyovers constructed in some neighboring states that collapsed almost a few months after commissioning. We are not going to be tempted into shortchanging our people.
All right.
As regards ARIARIA, A-line, the remodeling project, I am confident that even the traders are seeing the quality we are delivering there. And I'm very sure and certain that at the end of the day, we will deliver a project that generations will see and remember that there was a governor called Dr. Okezie.
Honorable Commissioner, I wouldn't want you to react to the person that talked about the issue of you're talking about the governor, the next governor that will come from PDP, because it's not yet time for governorship campaigns. We are law-abiding organization here on Flow 94.
No, I will not react to that. I'm not going to react to that. I'm only going to say that if it is not yet time for me to react to such things, it is also not yet time for me to be asked such things by anybody.
No, nobody
protect me by stopping that man that asked that question. That's what you do as a responsible media organization.
Of course, you know,
because
we
if they ask, I will insist Ikone will be governor.
All right. We'll
from
see.
2023.
Okay, thank you so much, the Honorable Commissioner for Trade and Investment, and formerly the Commissioner for Information here in Abia State, Chief John Okey-Kalu. Thank you so much. He's a friend of the house. They call him Wandubo, my brother.
I'm very well.
Thank you so much to all of you who called in and who sent in your SMS. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Sincere thanks to Wheezy Ben. Stanko and Nedu, the guys behind the camera, and to my producer Samson Eze. God bless you. I'll see you again on Wednesday at 10 a.m. My name is Ginika Olwa. Good morning.